Hello YouTube and welcome. My name is Dulayne and welcome to my Points of View series where I talk about whatever's going on and I feel like talking about at the time. So this is an interesting topic and I think it's a pretty good one considering I'm in the creative media, or whatever you want to call it these days. iNexus Ninja, is that the name? I got it right? Right, let's read this properly because, yeah, what's his name? No, forgot it already. It's been 2 seconds. Yeah, iNexus Ninja. Apparently he's an 18-year-old troll who loves to go, oh, look how much money I've got, and he'll throw it at YouTubers. Well, sorry, Twitchers. Let's say Twitchers because it is Twitch. I'm a YouTuber and ignore my waffling. It makes no sense. So I digress. He donated $50,000 over this small period of time. And the whole idea was, there's this kind of person, if you don't know what it is, there's people out there who will go onto streams and donate money. Like $500, $1,000, or loads of smaller amounts that add up to be a lot of money, and then they would cancel the transaction, get a charge back, and because PayPal usually say it's a digital transaction, it's not covered by the seller's not covered. The end user, the customer, can do a chargeback. So a lot of streamers would get this money and be like, "Oh my god, wow, that's freaking awesome!" and then they'd spend it, then they would find out a month later or whatever later that the money gets refunded. They charge it back and then the account's in the black, and then one, that person is crushed because now they owe all this money to PayPal, and two, it takes them so long to pay the money back. And it can actually be a 6-month period when you're waiting to get money back. Oh god, Facebook, go away! No! I'm busy. I don't do these videos, Brett. My production value is shit, but whatever. You're probably seeing some Team Fortress 2 or Overwatch up above. I hope you like this layout. Let me some feedback on what you think. But yeah, I think it's pretty crazy what this guy's done. He's tried to do this. He's donated $50,000. It's all over the interwebs. He's donated this $50,000 over these channels. I'm not sure if it was $50,000 in one go or whatever. And PayPal have decided this time to turn around and go, nope, you're not getting that money back. You spent it, then that's it. You know, I think it's pretty interesting that they've done this, and I wonder if they're finally going to change their stance because it's such a pain in the ass. And bro, shut up! I'm recording. It's kind of disappointing to see that all this time that streamers get messed up, and it's a bloody shame because all this money that these streamers are making, you know, they can't spend it for 6 months. The likes of Baker Donut, for instance, and a few other streamers, there's quite a lot of streamers, they're very clever and careful of how they do it. They'll not spend that amount of money. So if they get $2,000, they'll leave $2,000, that $2,000 in there for 6 months. Once the 6-month period is up, then PayPal basically disable the right to refund it because you've got 6 months to do a chargeback. But it's kind of shit because, yeah, them bigger streamers might say pick up 2,000 to 4,000 subs, maybe more, and they're picking up enough money to do whatever. But it's like all this money is hold, it's frozen, you can't touch it because you just can't trust anyone. And it's like you see all these sites coming up now, like you've got Patreon and whatnot that protect against this. But really, when you think about it, the way PayPal works and all this, you know, it causes so much extra aggro for these companies. And it's like, in my stance on it, if you tip, donation, whatever, if you gave that money, you've made that conscious decision that you could afford to do it, and you're giving that money to that person, and you know, you shouldn't be able to refund it. It's like, you know, I couldn't go in and buy this iPhone from Apple and go 6 months later, well, you know what, I don't really want the iPhone because, you know, I don't really like it anymore. It's crap, it doesn't work. I like iPhones, by the way, if that really matters. You couldn't do that, so why should you be able to do it with this? You know, it's pretty sickening. Like, it's the one thing that, I don't know, it's like, I wouldn't go and put money in someone's cap and then 5 minutes later walk back and take it out because that's just demeaning. That person, you know, yes, they might be doing it for money or whatnot or whatever reasons. If they are or not, it doesn't matter. That money should be theirs to take. You can't just It's just bloody ridiculous. It's out of order, you know. That's why I like how YouTube and stuff are going with the fan funding and these sub. I mean, that's another thing entirely. I think really these sites, if you've got a good enough audience and you've shown willing, you should be able to get a sub button and whatnot to get this money. I appreciate there's tax things and whatnot, but at the same time, they could probably make some go out of it. But I think, you know, it's good to see that PayPal have actually gone, you know what, this is a freaking joke. This is the end of it. And I really do hope that PayPal bring in some kind of extra protection for these streamers. You know, even if, you know, I understand it must cost money to do this. Even if it was like, okay, we're going to make this system and it protects you against chargebacks and whatnot, but it costs you $100 a month for maintenance, to, you know, to staff it and whatnot. Make sure there's people, you know, who can actually be there to watch over the accounts and whatnot, to give you the extra peace of mind. Because, you know, I think at the same time, PayPal are a business, so they've got to protect themselves and do whatever they can to protect them, you know, to protect their interest. Because, you know, if you're a business, you're there to make money, and if you're a charity, then whatnot. Because you look at it like that as well. I mean, how many? I don't know if you hear very often about how many charity streams get trolled, and it's just sickening. And I just really hope that, you know, PayPal could keep this up and keep doing it. I understand, I appreciate that, you know, he probably thinks he can get away with it, and maybe he should get some of the money back, I don't know, but if you've made that decision to give that money to someone, then that should be it. You know, there should be some dialogue. You know, PayPal could do a better job in holding the money rather than giving it straight back to the user. There should be that kind of dialogue there where the streamer can say their standpoint and go, no, I told you clearly, because even if you put on your page all donations are final, because of how it's defined as a digital purchase, it's a service. I can't remember the exact wording, how it works, but because you're not giving them a physical product, there's no protection. I think it's the same with CD keys and whatnot. You know, there's only so much PayPal could do. You know, they've got the, you know, it's about loss prevention, and you know, they can't be screwing themselves over, because if they do, then that service won't be there. Then again, they make tons of money, so they could afford it. But I don't know. It's like, why would you do it? It's like, I don't understand. Here's all my money, look what I've got, I'm going to send it to you, and then make you feel like absolute shy by taking it off you and showing what power I've got over you. It's like, it scares a lot of people off, you know, especially when there's a lot of streamers who are really good out there and they want to do well, but they just don't do it because they can't afford to, they can't take the risk. You know, you should always do Twitch and YouTube and whatnot for fun anyway, and let the money come when it comes. But at the same time, can you blame people when they get upset? It's like, I know a friend of mine, John Sandman, he had one lad over the course of the night sending like $200, $300, $500, or whatever it was. It was quite a bit of money. And then at the end of the night, after John's kind of gone like, oh, you're great, I love you, and all that kind of stuff, you know, really being appreciative and all that. And he's like, oh, yeah, I shouldn't have sent that money, but it was my dad's card. It's like, it's got to be soul destroying. And that's the other thing. Parents these days, it's like with your phones again and all this stuff. There's security on phones stop stop your kids from using the card to make these thousands upon thousands of sales. You know, but at the same time, you know, it should be down to the parent. If that parent is in controlling their child or whatnot, or they haven't got enough security on their account, then what's going on? There's enough on there. Like if you do any, well, I don't know about with Twitch, but usually in the UK we have this system where if you do an online purchase, you have to put a PIN in and confirm the details. You know, if that child can get a hold of your card, it's your own fault, you know. And again, there are points when there's like, yeah, the kid might have got the card and they didn't know, but at the same time, you shouldn't be leaving your cards lying around and whatnot. But I don't know. There's loads of different sides to it, and you know, it's got to be a minefield, especially like if someone decides they want to sue you, or you know, and that ends up happening and being a thing and costing loads of money. But I think, you know, at the end of the day, it shouldn't be the streamers that suffer. It really shouldn't, because the amount of love people get shown and then get removed, it's got to be mind numbing and soul destroying when you see it happen to you. I mean, I'd be quite fortunate when I did streams and whatnot. I had quite a bit of money sent to me over the time. I've probably had like over maybe over £1,000, £1,000, £2,000 in donations over the time I've done all this and stuff. And I've been fortunate to have good, decent people who haven't refunded the money. And, you know, it's one of them things. And I don't think you can blame the streamers for wanting to try and make a big out of it, because at the same time as you could still have your values, like, you know, the fans are important, having fun is important, and having a good time. But at the same time, you know, if someone needs to make that and to be able to carry it on, because let's face it, I'd love to stream full time myself, but whatever, but I can't afford to do that. You know, my real life job pays the bills, and I've got to make sure I look after that and stuff. And it's like when you see all this stress and all this stuff, it's like, no, I don't really need this. You know, it's a shame when you have to resort to sites like Patreon and whatnot. I like Patreon, it's a great site, but you consider that you have to pay fees and whatnot on it just to get the extra protection. It's kind of like, what's going on, guys? So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover on it. What's your thoughts on it? Do you think the streamers should get more protection, or, you know, do you side on the people? Where's that line you cross? You know, is there a point when you should earn the money back or whatnot? I think personally there should at least be a point where there's dialogue going on. If a chargeback is done, it should be within the month. It shouldn't be 6 months. You don't need 6 months to realise, oh, by the way, I need the money. I think it should be, like in the UK, if you buy something, it's a 28-day or 30-day period, depending on the store, a 30-day period where the person can realise, because in that time you'll get your statement. You'll get, okay, well, 30 days or 6 weeks. As I think about it, there's different things about it, like statements getting printed and whatnot. But it shouldn't be 6 months. You don't need 6 months to realise that, oh, £3,000's gone missing from my account. I didn't realise it'd gone. You know, and that's a lot less time for the streamer to have to deal with it. I think, you know, it's only fair that it's short like that. And at the same time, it's quite a decent length of time to give that, because we can live in that 4 to 6 week cycle, especially like if you're someone who works full time in a job or whatever, and you're used to being paid the monthly. It gives you that time to think about things and plan things out and whatnot and account for it. But 6 months, if your PC's up the shit, I mean, you need to buy new parts, but there's been a £3,000 donation to build you a new PC and whatnot. You can't use that for 6 months. Your PC's still on hold because you don't want to risk it. As much as you trust that person, what happens if that person falls out of you and you have a really bad falling out? You're screwed. So yeah, what are your thoughts on it, guys? Feel free to leave some comments below. If you found this quite interesting, feel free to thumbs it up. If you disagree with what I said, feel free to let me know why and thumbs it down. And yeah, don't forget to share it out on the Facebooks and the Twitters and whatnot if you enjoyed it. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. My name is Dulayne. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Take care, guys. Peace out.